touchdown, Colorado, and the Buffaloes find the end zone.
How about that?
Beautiful shot for the Colorado can celebrate.
Here comes Ralphie and your Colorado Buffaloes.
She'll take it. Maya's good from out top.
Let me hear you, Buff fans.
She's going to fire the shot. Goal, Buffaloes.
Holy cow! What a play by Colorado! For 3, they made him pay.
I'm confident that we found the right coach for Colorado to not only build this program into a championship contender, but having sustained success for a long period of time. I'm excited for our players, our student athletes, and I really appreciate their resolve and positive attitude over the past couple weeks. I truly believe we found a coach who will lead this program to many great things. With that, I'd like to introduce our head football coach, Carl Durrell.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. We saw a clip right there. It seems like an eternity ago when Carl Durrell, back in February, was announced as the head coach here at the University of Colorado. Who thought we'd be sitting here in early November and still not have a game? But we got one coming up this weekend. Great to be back at the program. First one of the year. Finally, first game. It seems like forever, doesn't it?
It did seem like forever. It did. And the ebbs and flows and not a season. And, now we're having a season. That was fun. At least it ended up us playing a season this year. And even though it's an abbreviated season, we'll take it. You know, our players are excited to play.
I always joked about you coaches. You've got to be part John Wooden and part Dr. Phil, right? You've had to be more Dr. Phil over the last, 5, 6, 7 months to help kind of guide this team through, along with maybe teaching a little bit of football.
Absolutely. You know, and I think it affected all of us. You know, I just came from a press conference, you know, with the Pac-12 about, you know, what has it been like? And it's been a challenge for both sides of this, the coaches and the players. But our players have been very resilient. Whenever a setback occurred, they took it in stride. They kept playing. You know, they kept doing the things that were necessary for us to, you know, to gain and be successful this year.
Carl, how was it implementing what you were trying to implement, not only culturally, but in terms of a new system, nomenclature, all the things that you want to get in place as a coach with not being able to have real interaction with your players? How tough was that process?
It was hard. It was hard, but, you know, we did Zoom the best of our ability. We did a lot of that. And as soon as we got back on campus and we had a chance to start some meetings, whether they were smaller or bigger and things of that nature, you know, it was good to kind of get eye contact and get them engaged and get them playing through the football process. And, you know, we had a great training camp. Everything went excellent. Their focus, their attention, their mindset about treating each day as a huge day of gaining ground on the season. We did a lot of really positive things that led us to this point right now.
You know, one thing that we hear coaches say all the time is you can control only what you can control. And I think when you're 18, 19 years old, at some point you go, yeah, come on, coach, right? This was an actual lesson for those guys about that, wasn't it, over the last few months?
For all of us, even the coaches. You know, we couldn't worry about some other circumstances, anything like that. We had to just focus on the things that were important for us to keep building those bricks. That's one thing that we've been talking with our team about, is laying a perfect brick every day as best you can until you get to the next day. So that kind of kept our focus about just the day that we're attacking, which is the present, and then kind of keep building those bricks until you have that great foundation, which is what we're building.
Well, it took a while until the Buffs could be officially on the practice field here just a couple weeks ago. While they were out there getting ready for the upcoming season, we had Coach Carl Durrell mic'd up.
Huh? You need that rib shot? Huh? You need that rib shot? Golly, you do the footwork in individuals, then when you go around 7-on-7.
I gotta keep it under me.
Ball out. That's what you say, Coach. I'm balling out today. All right? Okay. Let's go. Good footwork today. Good footwork today. Eyes down to the hip, right? Good hand on them, to the hip, to the hip. Get your hand to the hip.
Nice, good deal. Outside.
Not bad, not bad. Did he get it? You got to keep playing. Shoot, you got to think he's going to score a touchdown, right? Fits your block. Man, we grew up today. That was a big step. That was a lot of stuff we did. It's a lot of tape right there. We grew up today, okay? Let's just make sure we'll clean it up. It'll be ready to go in a couple of weeks, man. But I like where we're headed.
There's the head coach of the Buffaloes mic'd up as they get set for this Saturday's game against UCLA. Boy, there's a serendipitous nature about that. That's kind of cool. Carl played for UCLA, head coach at UCLA. First game as the Bruins head coach was against the Buffaloes.
Exactly.
And now you've reversed those. That's kind of a neat little turn of events, isn't it?
It was very unique. It's very nostalgic, any way you want to put it. But
Right.
I'm so excited to be back in college football and being at a place that I love and that have been such a great place for me in my career to lead this program. So we're excited. I think our players, they know all the kind of the talk about me being a former Bruin and things of that nature. So that's all part of it, and that's kind of the drama, that's aspects that leads up to it. But once the game actually starts, it's us playing against an opponent that we need to win so that we can get our chances to be in a Pac-12 championship game.
Kind of in broad strokes, we'll kind of throw both sides of the ball at you. Give us a thought or two about the offensive side of the ball. New quarterback in Sam Neuer.
Yeah, Sam had an excellent camp, and same thing with Tyler. Tyler, both of those guys were very competitive. It was nip and tuck all the way for 3 weeks straight, and we had to scrutinize every play just because it was such a short period of time to make the decision. Sam won the decision because his efficiency was just a little bit better in terms of running the system, but Tyler was right there. So we're excited to have two really good quarterbacks. You know, in case something does happen, we feel that there shouldn't be any drop-off.
Sure.
So offensively, I think Darren has done a tremendous job with developing our skill guys. You know, our coach Mitch Rodriguez, our coaches, our offensive line is really starting to gel and looks really good right now from the offensive perspective. And our backs are, you know, we got a good stable of backs, you know, good young depth and guys that are going to be being able to help us sustain our rushing efforts, you know, whoever's in the game. So I really feel good about what's, you know, the nature of our offense. Defensively, that's the cornerstone. You know, that's the one thing I've said from the very beginning is that our defense has to be stellar. It has to be where we can stop opponents and do very good things. We got a lot of experience up front. You know, our secondary is young but talented. So I feel really good about what this team's going to look like for you guys on Saturday.
Well, Carl, it's great to be talking not in theoretical terms, but in actual football terms.
Absolutely.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, head coach Carl Durrell. The Buffs will take on the Bruins at 5 o'clock Mountain Time on Saturday at Folsom Field. Coming up next, we're talking about the offensive side of the ball. Offensive coordinator Darren Chiaverini up next here in the Stampede. Montez under center, tight end Jalen Harris to the right. One running back is Fontenot. They give it to him. It's the flea picker. Set the throw. Montez downfield. Katie Nixon. He makes the grab with the 45. Gets away from the defender. KD at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado! 96 yards! Back in the Buffalo Stampede, talking on the offensive side of the ball now with the offensive coordinator, Darren Chiaverini, and every one of you coaches have been around here the last couple of weeks. Chev, there's a pep in your step, man. We weren't sure we were going to have football. It's finally here for you guys. You got to feel great about that.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year, to say the least. And I think the players are excited. I know the coaches are excited. I know our fan base is really fired up for this one. It's just great to be back to playing college football with all that's going on in the world right now. Just to have some distractions for people out there to get back on the gridiron. We're looking forward to it.
You know, I think about you guys as coaches. You're dealing with college young men. You're always going to have ups and downs and unforeseen things. But to have a last period of time, 6, 7, 8 months like we've had, has really had to test you as a coach, I would think. Because it's beyond the football. You've had to deal with kind of guiding young men through this tumultuous time.
There's no question. I mean, I couldn't imagine going through this when I was a college athlete. And I think our players have handled it first class. I mean, they're excited to be on the practice field. They're excited to be in the classroom with us, teaching on the board. And I feel good about this group. I really do. I feel like they've been through a lot these last couple of years together. And I think it's time for us to take that next step.
Yeah, I was going to say that this isn't a group that hasn't dealt with adversity, and so they've been a little bit conditioned for this. The offseason, though, how do you get yourself ready as the offensive coordinator and get them to understand a system when for a long period of time you couldn't even be with them? I mean, the virtual thing had to be extremely important, I would think.
Yeah, I think the thing that's different for me is I've been here the last 5 years, and the majority of these players on offense, you know, I probably personally recruited and signed. So I have a good feel for our personnel, what I think we can and can't do. And so as far as the verbiage goes, you know, we've changed some things, obviously, from last year being with Jay. But, the year before, I called it the year before. And so there's a lot of holdover on the terminologies, a lot of holdover on the concepts. And so I feel like we were a little bit more ahead than we probably would be if it was my first year here.
Let's go to the quarterback position, really, and I've said a number of times on the different shows I've been on, it's been about 7 years since we really had to think about who the quarterback was going to be. Seffel for 4, Steven for 3. It's been a long time. And to have that open competition and then have it come down to Sam Neuer. Talk about Sam in that competition.
I'm really proud of all those guys, and really proud of Sam and Tyler. I mean, it was a really, really close battle throughout camp. I mean, Sam was a guy that, played safety last year and then obviously came back and left the program, and then we brought him back and we had to recruit him to come back. And so I think Sam's gotten better each and every day in camp, and I've seen a lot of good things from Tyler. And I told him this. I said, at the end of the day, guys, it's about scoring points, and whoever is the most effective under center and moving the football and getting first downs and putting us in the end zone is going to be our quarterback going forward. But I'm excited to see Sam get the nod and see what he can do on Saturday in Folsom.
Yep, Sam Neuer, your starting quarterback, the fifth-year senior for the Buffaloes. During the offseason, when the Buffs were able to get on the field and practice a little bit, we had Coach Chev mic'd up.
Every day is a new blessing, man. Here we go. I'm proud of you, dude.
Let's get it. It's our time.
It's our time, man. Yes, sir. All right, keep playing with confidence, man. You guys don't know about that Metallica, though. It's a little before your time. You don't know about that Metallica.
Right there, Coach. I got a Metallica shirt.
I love all music, but whatever sounds good, man. I want to work a quick 1-2. It's a quick 1-2, dip and rip. We're going to sink and run the curl. After you catch it, turn upfield, make a move on him. It's zone, J-Jack. It's zone. Chris Carpenter! I love it, Chris! We've been through a lot of adversity together. A lot of adversity. You juniors and seniors, you guys that have been here, I know what you've been through because I've been there with you. It's our time now. Tighten up the details, and we're going to explode on November 7th. Everybody good with that?
Continuing with Darren Chiaverini, the offensive coordinator for the Colorado Buffaloes. We talked about the quarterback position right before we saw you mic'd up. I think from a receiver position, I know that's a position that's near and dear to your heart. I think a lot of fans have thought, boy, Laviska Shenault is gone. That's a big loss, but you certainly don't have an empty cover. There's a lot of talent in that receivers room, isn't there?
Yeah, it's funny that they said the same thing when we lost Shea, Bobo, and Devin, and They said, "You guys have no experience." And then all of a sudden, here comes Laviska Shenault, and here comes Katie Nixon, here comes Jawan Winfrey, and so, I think at the end of the day, as a college football coach, you got to do a good job of recruiting your room. I've always taken a lot of pride in recruiting. I've always taken a lot of pride in development, and I feel like we've done a good job over the last 5 years of recruiting receivers. And you're going to see another group of them go out there and show their talents on Saturday. I think guys like Daniel Arias, where it's finally their chance to kind of get an opportunity. Dimitri Stanley, I feel, has had an unbelievable camp. Maurice Bell's kind of taking the next step. Levante Shenault is taking the next step. Katie Nixon, Jalen Jackson. I mean, we have a good group, and I'm not even talking about the true freshmen and Brendan Rice, who had a really good football camp, and Montana Lamonius Craig, who's gotten better each and every day, and then Chris Carpenter is a star in the making. So I'm excited about that group. Again,
Chev, how about the offensive front? Every offense is going to be as good as that offensive front. What have you seen from that group?
We're better than we were in 18. I know that. Just being the coordinator back in 2018, I've seen the growth at that position. I'm starting to see the recruiting paying off with guys like Frank Phillip, Will Sherman, Kari Cooch, Kobe Purcell, Casey Roddick, Kanan Ray. That group has grown up. I thought we were a little thin in 18, and I feel like we're getting bigger and stronger. And I feel like we're better in that in the O-line position. I think Coach Rod's done a great job with them as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Good luck on Saturday. It's great to have football finally here. Good luck against the Bruins.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm totally excited to get back in Folsom, and I know it's not going to be people in the stands, but the world's going to see something special on Saturday night.
Yeah, all is right with the world. We got football at Folsom Field. He's the offensive coordinator, Darren Chiaverini. Coming up next, we'll talk to his counterpart on the defensive side, Tyson Summers.
Back, Hunter Bryant is in a slot to the right. Eason, here comes a blitz. Hit, and it's picked off on a throw over the middle. Caught by Nate Lamont. He runs it up the near side, and he stumbles across the 30-yard line. Tripped up by the quarterback, Eason, and it's a turnover. And interception number 1 of 2019 by Nate Lamont. How about that defensive play for Colorado?
Back at the Buffalo Stampede, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, turning to the defensive side of the ball now. Defensive coordinator Tyson Summers joining us here for a couple of minutes. Well, you just got to be just ecstatic, right? I mean, we didn't think we were going to have football. It's finally here. You get to coach your players on the field finally on Saturday.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've had a good camp, and a lot of guys returning, but still a lot of youth on the team at the same time. And, you know, the opportunity again to be able to go against UCLA and open up with Coach Durrell's old team, you know, was a big deal here in Boulder for us.
You know, you think about how tough this has been really the last 7-8 months on everybody. Talk about leading your group as a coach, trying to help these guys navigate these troubled waters. Not sure if they're ever going to play a ball game. How tough has that been for you as a coach?
Well, it's been long.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the portions of it, and trying to be able to have some patience. You know, this issue really started for us back in March, and I think that really what we tried to do as an entire staff, not just a defensive staff, was just really wrap our arms around our players and try to over communicate with them. Being fortunate enough to have been back for my second year and knowing the guys kind of across the board from the D-line to the DBs and obviously the linebackers that I'm coaching, I felt like that was part of my priority and trying to put those things out ahead with them and trying to over communicate and I think we did a really good job, obviously with Coach Durrell's leadership and trying to, you know, develop and continue the relationships we've got with the players and trying to make sure that we're building trust with them.
Yeah, year number 2 for you in the system. I was talking on a Zoom call here a few days ago with one of the guys on the side. I said, well, how much easier has it been year number 2 under Tyson and this system? How about for you on the other end of that when you've got guys where it's not a foreign language in year number 1 like it was a year ago? Is that easier from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, it's been year 2 is always more fun. Mm-hmm. It really is. You know, year 1 is really hard because you're trying so hard to put in what your standards are and what your expectations are, and a lot of times that is very fundamental. That is how fast can you transition out of the locker room and onto the field? How fast can you meet? You know, and how detailed can you be in it? And then what your expectations are for practice. So there's a lot that goes into that, and then the other part of it is obviously the scheme part, which again we're really excited about what we're doing. Our players have bought into it, and again year 2's been a lot more fun.
You know, this offseason obviously has been unique to say the least in terms of workouts and what the team was able to do. But earlier this offseason, we did catch up with Tyson Summers when we had him mic'd up during a workout.
You good? Playing well, proud of you. I'm going to get a can of WD-40, and I'm going to just start spraying you down right through here, loosen you up, okay? Good? Okay. Here we go. Pivot and out, no tango. Set, go! Bang, right in here. Good, nice job, Ray. Tango. Give me your 4-cutter and a 5-cutter. Seminole. Stubby. Gopher. Swipe it. Wheaties. We got Seahawk. What did you say? What'd you say? Out. Point, here we go. Oh! There's your flat player, coach. Woo! Good job. That a baby. Man, you really gonna run me over? You ain't gonna give me a heads up?
You know you my dude.
You know, next time I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna just trip you as you come by.
You my dude. I was gonna run by you. You just picked or something.
Who had you?
Mike.
Yeah. Mike would have killed me. Our number 1 goal is to be the most physical defense in the country. Everybody got me there? That is the number 1 ultimate thing we want to be and what we are. When somebody plays us, we want to know that they played Colorado the night before on defense. I love you, appreciate you, and let's get ready to go this weekend, okay? Everybody got me? Family on 3, family on me. 1, 2, 3.
There he is, Tyson Summers mic'd up. You were watching yourself when we had you mic'd up, weren't you? Being careful what you said?
I did my best.
I bet you did. Hey, let's talk kind of about each one of the levels of your defense. Start up front with us. You've got some experienced guys in Terrence Lang, Mustafa Johnson. You've got some newcomers in there. Tell us about the defensive front.
Yeah, well, I think like you said, you've got 2 guys back, and this will be Mustafa's 3rd year starting. But, you know, really he was injured for a good portion of the season last year with 2 different things. Terrence Lang and Jalen Sammy are both back, you know, as 2nd year starters. And I know I've said this a lot about those guys. Sometimes you like I think of Jalen Sammy because he's been here since I've been here, but he'll just be a true sophomore this year, and so we've got some experienced guys coming back. We've got some guys behind them to be able to provide some depth, and I think that's going to be really important for us. And I think Chris has done a great job with the defensive line providing depth because we're going to need all of them to be able to go, you know, be able to stop the run and then be able to haul in and be able to affect the passer.
In the line. linebacking core, and we start with Nate Lamb. We all know about Nate and what he is. He's such a great player. But you got plenty of guys beyond that, don't you?
Yeah, we do. And I think Akil Jones played really, really well at the end of the season last year for us. He's had a good camp. His leadership has come a long way. John Van Diest has had an excellent camp for us, and we really feel like we've got guys that are really in those three that they can all start, play in and out at any point in time. And again, we've really tried to work hard to develop some depth at those spots. You got Marvin Ham, Quinn Perry that are really pushing, kind of in the next spots, and we've got packages that allow those guys to play.
Tyson, in that secondary, there's a lot of youth back there. Now they're talented guys.
That's right.
But we don't know what we don't know about them, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, there's we went through a period last year where it was like playing one of those games that you never knew the rules till the second time you played it, and that was kind of what the secondary was. We had a lot of different lineups, had a lot of different guys playing different positions, and we had some injuries early on in the year. But what you're going to see is now that's created a lot of depth for us. And yes, we've got some young guys, but KJ being able to play late last season, Tariq Luckett being able to play, Mark Perry, those guys were true freshmen, and now you've got Makai back and you've got Chris back. So we're really excited about the group that we've got.
Well, we're excited to have football finally. Good luck on Saturday against UCLA.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, defensive coordinator Tyson Summers coming up next in Stampede. We'll talk to the head Buffalo, the athletic director Rick George, coming up next.
I think we're all really excited. It's been a long time. Just being together again and doing what we all love is pretty awesome.
Back in the Stampede, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, along with the athletic director here at the University of Colorado, Rick George. Finally, by the way, we saw some volleyball highlights there. There's not just football going on. Volleyball's not playing right now, but they are practicing. A lot going on, but finally football, huh? Feel good about that?
I feel really good about it. Really excited to be able to compete again. These young men and women in all of our sports have really worked hard. They've had a lot of ups and downs like we all have, but, they've persevered through it. They've been nimble, and all of our teams have been practicing and working out, and it's great to see us be able to compete. And so I'm really excited about this football game.
This last 7 or 8 months has been difficult for everybody around the globe. But in your position, trying to guide an athletic department through this, working with everybody within a community, a county, a state, a conference, trying to get to this point, you need to write a book at some point down the road. You know that?
Well, I have saved a lot of notes in a private place to be able to do that, because it has been. This year, gosh, I can't even tell you all the things. I've had a couple surgeries, and we had a coach leave, and we had a pandemic, and everything else that's going on in our country, and so it's been a challenging 8 months, but we're going to be able to compete, and I'm excited about that.
As the head of an athletic department, though, so here we're focused on football, that's the main fall sport in terms of the financials, all these kind of things. Your day-to-day in conversations with Carl Durrell and what the changing waters were like every single day, what was that like?
Well, I always said it's not my fault, because something would change, and it wasn't my decision to change it. But, we have to react to what our state's doing, what our campus is doing, and then our county, and we want to be good partners with Boulder County Health. Yeah. And I think we have been. We've done a great job with our protocols and the way we do things in our facilities with our student athletes, and I feel good about being able to get to this point, because I think it shows the hard work and the protocols that we put in place are working, and they've gone really well. So, we just got to be diligent, and we've got to be disciplined.
So on Saturday we got football, but once again, though that's not the only team here at the University of Colorado that's out there working out right now. In fact, we caught up with Danny Sanchez and the soccer team as well.
Well, it's definitely exciting. Some of us haven't touched the ball in 5 months. All of us haven't touched it together, so it was good to get back with the team and get some touches on the ball and finally be back in the swing of things.
We're all excited to be out here playing together, but today was really exciting. It was fresh start with everybody I love, and can't complain. We're still playing and still having a good time.
Little deception, there you go, just a little rhythm, good.
It seems like it's been forever for a lot of us.
I think sometimes we forget what we really do here, and that's to coach. So for the players that were here today, just a great energy, great focus. Yeah, I mean, a little rusty as can be expected. Our last practice was March 12th as a group, but a great first day. And like I told them, let's control what we can control. And we control as we got better as a team today. But a great energy, excited to be out.
The cancellation was, at first really hard to take in. Just being a senior, still waiting 6 months to play a soccer game for my senior year. But I think overall as the team took it, we're here. We're here to train, we're here to get better, and so that's all we can ask for is that we're all speaking the same language.
There's a different mentality because I'm taking, this is an opportunity to get better. There's a lot of teams that aren't playing right now. Yes, it is just training, but it's always an opportunity to get better as an individual and as a team.
We're talking about side before self this year, right? And it's people making sacrifices and being disciplined. So yeah, we are in kind of our own little bubble as much as we can control it. So an opportunity to build more relationships with people that maybe you wouldn't normally build relationships with, and putting the bigger picture in front of yourself. And I think they've been great all summer to get us to this point. Like I told them, we don't know what the future holds, but that doesn't matter. We can enjoy these moments, and today was a very good day.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, good to see that soccer team out there getting itself ready for an upcoming season at some point. When it comes to Saturday, though, and the football team and the game with UCLA, no fans here. What's kind of been your interaction with the general public, season ticket holders, about what football is going to look like in 2020?
I mean, a lot of our fans obviously would like to be here, and we would like for them to be here, and I can't wait for the day that we can welcome them back, because it's going to be great to be able to do that. But, with this pandemic, we've got to be very cautious. We've got to be very careful. We're doing that. Fortunately, we're allowed families of our student athletes to be here that are competing. So I'm happy for that. But again, we're going to work with the county. We're going to do the right things because we'd like to have fans in our stadium later in the year as well.
Yeah, and I'd have to think as well, Rick, it's with the future being so uncertain, I think we used the term before, it's a moving goalpost out there, it seems like, and it's changing day by day. Are there ongoing conversations with not only locally here with Boulder and Boulder County, but also with the Pac-12 in terms of even what basketball season is going to look like once it rolls around?
Yeah, we meet with the conference 3 times a week right now, and we've got guys on our team that are working with the Boulder County health officials and with our campus, and so we're in constant discussion with a variety of different groups, and it's really to be able to get to this point, and again, we're excited to be in this position and looking forward to the game.
I also know this has been a very big challenge for the athletic department from a business standpoint, from a financial standpoint, and I know that you've really liked the way that Buff Nation has kind of come along, and supporters have come alongside this athletic department to help out as well.
Yeah, look, our fans and our donors have been incredibly loyal. They've been very supportive. We've done some really good things, with this one campaign that we have going on, and again, our donor base and our fans are behind us, and we can feel it, and we're appreciative.
I know that on game day you can get a little wound up. Remember, social distancing. There's no hugging anybody after a touchdown on Saturday.
I won't be on the field, but I'll be watching.
I'll look across in the booth. He'll be on the party deck by himself up there on Saturday. Congratulations and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, Athletic Director Rick George, as we put a wrap on our very first Buffalo Stampede of 2020-21. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. We'll talk to you next time.